PDC specializes in tailored solutions. Every client's different, every wholesaler is different, every market's different. That's why we do that detailed analysis that's unique to each customer. We don't have a cookie cutter approach. We don't have any templates. Each solution we come up with, whether it be delivery, routing, pay for performance, warehouse layout, construction planning, it's all unique and it's all custom tailored to each and every client. We see a project all the way from conceptual design down to shop floor implementation. We're still fresh from the standpoint PDC's employees, including yesterday, we're out on deliveries on route trucks. We've been in the warehouse floor, we're still picking cases, we're still out there at the shop floor level. It's important for us to stay current as well as be thinking forward. Here at PDC, we've helped a number of different clients with a number of different opportunities and solutions. We've executed over 1,000 projects in 33 different countries. They range from national network analysis down to pay for performance and shop floor operations. Our clients come in all shapes and sizes, from a couple 100,000 cases a year to billions of cases a year. We've helped a lot of beer wholesalers over the years with anything from just reducing operating costs and structuring the shop floor performance to major capital decisions, whether it be building additions, new buildings, consolidations, expansions, automation selection, and a lot of sales and delivery operations.
We were running out of space. We just recently added onto the building, spent a little over $1.2 million on an addition. We did not want to do that again at this point.
We'd get new SKUs in. We were placing them in locations that weren't good locations. And we were driving inefficiencies into the warehouse in the time that we wanted to improve our efficiencies.
The biggest challenges that we had in undertaking this warehouse transformation was really ourselves and our own mindsets.
The way the warehouse was designed before, we all took a part of it. We all designed it, we all put our blood and sweat into it. All of a sudden somebody comes in and says, you know what you guys are doing is wrong. You guys need to turn it upside down. This is the way you need to do it. It was hard to take personally.
I was in the process of working with a local architect to add an addition onto our building because we were running out of space. And I was fortunate enough that before I finalized the project with the local architect, I listened to PDC present once again at our state association meeting. And it made me realize that I was about to spend a bunch of money I probably didn't need to.
Like everyone else, we were having some proliferation of SKUs in our business. Our portfolio was expanding, and we were having some significant associated costs with that expansion.
PDC's approach is a balance of statistical analysis and operational shop floor firsthand experience. We do a lot of data. We do a lot of data down at the elemental level. We take raw data, we don't take reports, and we really tear apart a client's business, whether they be beverage or outside of beverage. The three different elements that come together for a best possible solution are the balance of statistical analysis, firsthand shop floor experience, and understanding and helping the client establish their goals for the long term, not just the short term. We want to be careful not to over or underspend on a project. Again, we are completely objective. We don't have a dog in the hunt, and we don't make more money or less money if somebody builds, doesn't build, buys hardware, buys software, does automation, or does conventional. We're only interested in what's the best possible solution for our clients' short-term and long-term goals. We work in a lot of different industries. We cross-pollinate. We have clients that have a dozen SKUs. We've got clients that have over 55,000 SKUs. Manufacturing, farm goods, pharmaceuticals, food and beverage, durable goods. This is all an advantage to us because we're constantly becoming more educated in the different ways to approach different problems.
In working with the consultants, we were extremely pleased with the way they listened to us. The warehouse consultants came in and brought a whole new concept to us of managing your inventory for your loadouts that you need each night versus managing your warehouse for the inventory that you need was truly a different concept to us.
We hired PDC to come in and they looked at our data. They looked at our number of SKUs, the velocity, the seasonality. They looked at what our goals were in terms of picking up new SKUs, what our growth plans were. And this allowed us to build a much smaller building. We went from a drive-through to load our trucks to a garage that we back in 2 trucks at a time.
We reached out to PDC a few years ago when we were running out of room in our warehouse. PDC came in, they evaluated all of our packages, our package movements. They redesigned our pick area. They gave us more pick slots by adding racking. They also gave us 3 other options to use for storage capacity improvements once we grew our business.
PDC service ranged from network analysis across an entire company, down to multi-stop routing and sales and delivery procedures inside the 4 walls, how to do more with what you already have and what you already own, what level of investment is appropriate, and what level of investment will prepare you for the future. We do this relative to shop floor performance, rack procurement, automation selection, structured work practices, shift structure, labor planning. All these things come into driving distribution and supply chain from a cost of doing business to a true competitive advantage.
In the past, we had all our core brands. We had all our overstock inventory in the pick line. When we started this process, we took all of our brands, all of our SKUs, and we labeled them either an A, B, or a C, depending on the velocity.
We're able to efficiently move more product faster than we could before, simply by tightening up our target zone. Having done that, we've driven huge efficiencies into the warehouse. The thing I'm most excited about with this warehouse layout is anytime we bring in a new SKU, I have a location for it. Now when the sales department comes to me and says, we need to add SKUs, I say, bring them on.
So I had plans to build a $1 million addition that was about 4 times the size of what PDC was able to recommend and what we actually built. They recommended a 5,000 square foot garage with 2 trucks that can back in versus I was going to take our current drive-through and just add another drive-through onto the building and fill in the current drive-through with product.
So what we came up with alongside PDC is a system called Memphis, where the name is in testament to FedEx and how they centralize their operations every night through Memphis, Tennessee. So we took about the slowest 1,000 SKUs in our portfolio and pulled them out of 4 of our 5 facilities and centralized them here in the Bronx in our headquarter facility. And then on a nightly basis, we pick the SKUs and the packages needed by route to a pallet, and around 1, 2 in the morning, transfer them out to the 4 other facilities to be married up with the rest of the route for delivery.
PDC's success is measured by our clients. We're really not finished until the client calls up and says, that was fantastic, or warehousing and distribution is boring.
We're always trying to show improvement in our system. Load crew has 11% improvements since the first of the year, and we have room for expansion, which we did not have before.
Once we came up with a final design, it took us 2 weeks to get all the racking up, everything re-implemented and going. We've been able to cut some hours, we've been able to increase our productivity, and so it's been a great experience.
We've used PDC for 2 projects. So we started with the warehouse, and then after we had a lot of success and trusted them and liked what they had to say, we hired them for delivery optimization. The delivery optimization project was structured around the fact that we wanted to go to a 4-day delivery model. We didn't look at cutting costs. Frankly, we wanted to look at work-life balance for our drivers. They were working 10 to 12 hour days, 5 days a week, and we wanted to keep them around 10 to 12 hours, except 4 days a week. We were able to do that by, like I said, constructing the project with PDC, that those were our goals. And we actually ended up adding an hourly route on top of our regular commission routes. And that hourly route goes around to smaller stops to pick up a lot of the accounts that wouldn't have made it possible to go to 4 days and keep the work-life balance for our drivers. The outcome of that has been we haven't had any turnover for the last 3 years.
Without sitting and working with a company like PDC, who could look at your data and help you take a step back and kind of see the forest from the trees, I don't think we would have been able to come up with an idea like that. And that's the value PDC brings.
Before you start knocking a wall down or wanting to build a new facility, you need to reach out to PDC. They'll come in and they'll do a fabulous job looking at your layout and evaluating all the packages that you carry. They're a great partner.
Beverage has changed quite a bit in the past 15 years, and we've been changing our approach to keep pace.
The value of PDC goes far beyond the 3 projects that they've done for us. They are now trusted friends. I can call them with anything that I need. And we hire them sometimes, and other times they just give us really great advice or tell us who to turn to for what we're looking for.
Change is inevitable. It's here today, it's going to be there tomorrow, and we have to learn to live with change.
They'll ask some really creative questions that allow me to dig deeper and make the right decision.
We cannot afford to make mistakes in today's business world. And that's why it's so important to be organized, to have the proper layout, to be accurate in our loadouts, because we can't chase all over the country taking care of mistakes.
It's our job to help a client do the appropriate amount of investment, the appropriate amount of change, the appropriate amount of preparation to secure their position in the marketplace. We're very vested in the NBWA organization, in the beer wholesaler community. We're proud to say we're one of only 3 or 4 NBWA partners. If you have a question, if there's something you're considering doing, give me a call or give us a call, PDC. Obviously, we're not putting you on the clock for that. We have helped wholesalers that we've never actually been formally engaged with. We've got a lot of information over here. We've done a lot of R&D, much of which has been paid for by the NBWA members, and we are an objective sounding board. Our goal here is to make sure that nobody's disappointed with any project or change that they undertake. And if engaged with PDC, you can rest assured that we're only working for the wholesaler. Please feel free to reach out to PDC, and thank you again for all the support from the NBWA members and the Next Generation Group.